Good evening, everybody, and welcome to St. David's opening night production of The Lighthouse. My name is Ellie Baker. I am a senior this year, and I'm the writer and director of our show tonight. There will be a 15-minute intermission in between Acts 1 and 2. We will sell concessions in the lobby area for $1 a piece. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones, as that respect will be greatly appreciated by our actors tonight. Our show also has an informal rating of PG-13, with viewer discretion advised for more mature themes. Also, you'll note that you have not paid a cent to come in here tonight, but that was not the case for what we have produced. Our funding comes entirely from FAB, that is our Fine Arts Boosters. And if you enjoy what you see tonight, please consider giving them a lovely donation so that we can make more shows like this possible in the future. Thank you so much to the students and to the families that have been involved in this from day one. We've had a month of rehearsal, and I could not be more pleased and more proud of where we are now. So thank you so much for letting me steal your children, and thank you so much to everybody backstage for what we've made tonight. Without any further ado, I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy St. David's original, The Lighthouse.
The main lane past the ferry traffic bill we like.
Oh, did they know? Never liked those tourists out here, breaking the view with all their boat sails and tents.
The only islands they ever visited were the Carver Four.
And?
Those are a mile in from us.
Just the same, they're not their islands.
Apparently they're closing down the library in town.
What?
They're opening up another one with an extra wing.
Oh, really? Do you think they'll add more to the art books? Mother, please.
Connie, I do not like reading through those things. People.
Nudes, Mother, and they're thousands of years old.
And the books, the cities, they make you
Hopeful?
Hopeless, more like. A hopeless romantic spending all of her time thinking about the ruins.
It's just architecture, Dad. It's not even rock and roll.
That's not funny, Cornelia.
Oh, there's a fire. Fire at the shoe store last week. Oh boy, there goes those bright blue loafers I was going to buy you.
Dad, you're not too old for bright blue anything.
Is there anything else, Dad? Do they mention our island at all? Cross Lake?
No. Oh my, that is a big spread. News about the treasure map discovery is here. Finally hit the papers.
Dad, you know she was just baiting you?
Of course it's hit the papers. I mean, it's a treasure map leading to $8 million.
Cornelia, your fingers are greasy. Now come help finish dinner.
We need Marcus to bring us rice. We've done all we can for dinner.
Late again with the groceries, that Marcus. That's 15 years of this being late, Orla.
I know it hurt.
Hang on, could we get back to the paper, please?
Connie.
Do you have any idea how many people would be willing to kill to be in our positions? I mean, how many families have ever woken up to someone knocking on their door and saying, look, something truly extraordinary has happened to you.
Please, we have been over this.
And there could be buried treasure on your property.
My family has been the stewards of this lighthouse for 6 generations, Cornelia. This land holds our dead and it sustains our life. You're not selling the rights to it to some pesky treasure hunting Coast Guard captain.
Fine, and we can dig it up ourselves.
Because there might be a box of diamonds down there. And more importantly, we don't need the money.
Don't need. We could travel. We could get out. We could see places that aren't just this rock.
We are not talking about this.
What about Venice, Dad?
We've given you our reasons.
Not a single good one.
Cornelia.
Dad.
Oh, thank heavens. Connie, could you?
Good evening, Mrs. Cross.
Good evening, Marcus.
And my lady Cornelia, how does the evening find you? Quite pleasantly nicely in yourself, my Lord Marcus?
You can't complain much, milady. And how are you doing tonight, Mr. Cross?
Just fine. Oh, how's Loretta doing?
Fine as ever, sir. Her engine heats up on the long stretches, but we keep our trips mostly to the shore. How's the island? You been listening to that storm?
Yes, the barometer's been rising for the past few hours. Should come in around 12 tonight.
The boys in the docks there, too. But I will always take your word for it when it comes to the storms. You've lived here your whole life, after all.
Sure have.
Here's an extra grocery list, Marcus. Expect to be short of 2 more things by our next trip out. Yes, ma'am.
Have you heard about the new library, Marcus?
I have. Isn't it wonderful? I can bring you all sorts of new books. Where were you in the sack I got you last time?
Zephyr Catch. They've just tricked the villains and they're about to escape the castle. But do get out, right?
You will have no such information from me. Corey, it's cold out there.
Marcus?
Marcus Holding, what have I told you about having alcohol in this house?
All right. Sorry, Mrs. Cross. Forgot myself there for a moment.
We won't have that stuff around here. We are trying to raise a young lady.
It's all right. I'm not offended.
We're just being desensitized.
Oh, well, it's a cold rain out there, and the Loretta doesn't offer much of a canopy.
Well, warm yourself up with something else. Brandy, for goodness sake. You know that's how those addictions start?
Mrs. Cross, you know me much better than that, by now.
Last time we had alcohol on this island was when my great uncle Matthew left Cross Lake in 1871. They were glad to see the backs of him.
I'm sorry. I meant no harm. It won't happen again.
Fine.
I'll make you a cup of tea if you're that cold.
Thank you, Mrs. Cross. Oh, what have you folks been up to this evening?
Nothing much. Just reading about our treasure map in the papers. Did you see?
Yes, I read it this morning. Those diamonds of yours finally made it. D-color, internally flawless, 10 carats each. It was a very lively journalism.
I'll say.
How did it go? A treasure map leading to $8 million worth of diamonds?
$8 million worth of diamonds lying beneath Crosslight Shore, buried long ago by colonial pirates and still shining under the dark soil, yet disregarded completely by the owners of the island. Can you imagine such unappreciative people?
I assume that was written by Walter Keating. Oh, come now. Captain Keating has served our community in the Coast Guard for over 38 years.
And doubled as an amateur treasure hunter this whole time, hounding after every store that even sniffs of money. Marcus, the number of times he has come out here asking if we thought some legend were true about the surrounding islands. Personally, I don't even think it's down there under the rocks. It's just another story he's gotten too excited about.
But the map, Mother. They discovered a treasure map that clearly leads to our island. And there were the diaries and the journals, and the diamonds never were accounted for in the old Spanish treasuries. Where else would they be but right under our feet?
Right at the bottom of the ocean.
Walter has become very dedicated to his craft. He's found 2 treasures in the last 5 years. That was spyglass and, no other thing.
The ruby ring that went down with the Marlowe in '87. He dredged up the skiff and found it in the ship's safe.
Connie, don't tell me you've gone so liberal you find affection for Keating.
Goodness no, he's still a scab.
And a communist too, I think.
All right, take it easy, McCarthy.
Well, demanding as he might be sometimes. Talk is that he's gotten so successful he's taken on a new apprentice. Some kid from New York. Very gung-ho about archaeology and acting, if you can believe it, but I guess that's New York for you. And that'll be my cue to leave. I gotta get Loretta into the storm. Be careful that light stays on. It's promising to be a doozy.
We always do. Take care, Marcus.
And yourself. Good night, Mrs. Cross.
Good night, Marcus.
And my Lady Cornelia, I bid thee adieu.
Until next time, good sir. Unless, of course, I can leave with him.
No.
Come on, I haven't been to the mainland in months. I can pick out that fabric for your new curtains.
I'm afraid you need to service the light tonight.
Dad, it's not like anything ever happens anymore. The last shipwreck was in 1904. That was almost half a century ago.
You're not going, Connie.
But what if...
Your battle's ready. I won't be so long. I'm going inland for a little buying trip and I'll be back in 4 days.
As soon as you can?
As soon as I can.
4 days.
4 days. Adieu.
You do realize that one of these days you're going to have to let me leave with him.
Connie.
Please, understand. It is ridiculous that I am 19 years old and I've
We
never...
are not having this conversation.
We never have any conversations.
That's enough now. Dinner's ready.
I'm not hungry,
Which is just as well. You can serve us the light for the night and go to bed early.
but I'm not hungry.
Don't forget to check the temperatures and pressures on the converters.
Done this 1,000 times, Dad.
Cornelia, tone.
Yes, sir, I will. Good night.
I just don't understand what's the matter with her.
That should be everything. Paper coat.
Connie,
Did you get the insurance papers?
in the briefcase. Connie,
And the previous case records?
in there with the insurance. Connie,
And the reports we had for shipwrecking?
check your hands. Cornelia!
Yes, ma'am?
Good Lord, her tone.
She only knew. Connie, come down.
What's going on?
But nothing much. Your mother and I are just going to the mainland.
Ted, don't start like that.
Why not? The radio only called in half an hour ago. Code red.
What happened?
It was just a wreck last night, that's all.
What?
I said, there was a wreck last night. A shipwreck. A fishing trawler. On the rocks. On the main shore. On our watch.
And I serviced the light.
We don't know if it was the light's fault yet.
Did anyone...
What? Die? No one really knows much of anything. We've been called in to help the rescue teams, search through the wreckage, see what we can process, talk to insurance agents, find out what failed, and of course there'll be liability protocols from the police.
Police?
Find out what the status of the light was, and speak to survivors.
We hope there will be some.
Some?
Radio called in roughly half an hour ago, so all the first responders should be there by now.
Some survivors?
I never thought all my life I'd wake up to an officer calling me to the disaster scene.
Dad.
Of course, if the light's time to go out in the morning. It was cold when I went up there. There's no way to check it now. There used to be a fire oil, a real fire with embers and ashes.
Dad, last night I thought I did everything right. The way you taught me, I always do. I really did. I double, triple checked.
We don't know. We simply don't know. So your mother and I are going to be out for the next...
5 days, he's including this one.
We need to leave now.
Now.
Now, before the next storm wave comes in. Could be even worse than what we had last night.
I just checked the burner's 1 more degrees.
Already?
Is there anything I can do? Please, let me come with you. Let me help.
Absolutely not. I can't take care of you with all the people scrambling about as it is. And I can't take care of you with all the problems we're going to be having anyway.
You know how to take care of yourself on the island. There's food enough in the pantry. Your father turned up to dinner last month. The water pump is set to keep flushing through the coolant cycle. You know your first aid, pins on bone and everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Marcus will be able to check in on you in a few days. I don't think the Coast Guard's going to be able to spare anybody until then. On top of matters, no one's been able to get a hold of Walter Keating yet. I'm sorry, Connie.
Mom? Is it my fault? Did I do this? I didn't mean to. This is Crosslight. Connie speaking.
Connie, it's your mother. The storm went inland south of us last night, but your father says it's following the coast back up and out again. It's bad where we are and heading to you.
Yes, ma'am, I'll be fine. It's just a storm. But what's happened? Is everything okay?
It's very bad here, and the fishing boat is just destroyed. Found bits. Past Nigel and Betty's place.
Yes, ma'am. Mother, please speak quickly. The sailors, what happened?
It's no one.
Hello?
Your father.
Hello?
Sailors.
Mother!
Survived. Fishing. And
On Earth?
God. Alice, Mother, I'm sorry.
Oh, you lay here. You just lay here. I'll get you some.
Put me back. I didn't mean it. Put me back in the water. God, Alice, I didn't mean it. I didn't want to get out the water.
It's all right. It's all right.
No, it's not. He's dead. He's dead. My brother. My little brother's dead. I'm gonna kill those damn lightkeepers!
No, please. No, I'm so pleased. No, I never meant.
It's a routine trip. You hear me? It's just a routine shipping trip. Captain kept promising we'd see the lighthouse. We'd be there any minute when we saw it. We just had to keep the boat going, pushing through the night, through the storm. We hit it. God, we hit it.
You hit.
2 crewmates over the side. I went to see what lines I could throw them. The crate came sliding loose and Ellis. Mother, he pushed me out of the way. It broke my leg, but Alice, I'm not gonna get over that crunch. I'm sorry, I didn't put me back in the water, I can't.
It'll be okay. Look at me. It'll be okay. You did everything you thought was right. And I did everything I thought was right. It'll be okay. Look, you just need some water. You've been in the ocean for a whole
No!
Listen to me. You need water. You're sick. You're gonna be sick.
I don't want to feel better.
Listen
I
to
don't
me.
ever want to get better. My brother's dead. I'm guilty for it. Mother, I'm sorry. You don't get it. My brother's dead. His blood is on my hands. I want to end it.
No. No, you don't. You won't. Look, you just need to rest for one night before you start doing anything that you might regret. I'm just gonna get something for your leg. Want to be.
This is a damn lighthouse. This is your fault. This is all your fault. You were gonna lie to me.
No, it isn't. I wasn't. I didn't mess up. I did everything right. I always do. I had it double, triple checked.
Did you now? Because your life was out.
No, it couldn't have been. I did everything right all the way that I usually do. I was only a little mad at my mother, right?
Oh, that's what it was. Do you mean to tell me that some emotional little girl got 15 at the best bit? The very best one can kill me because I'm some spat with her mother? You've been protected under some small distress like that.
I'm so sorry.
How do you expect this to work out from here? They're dead.
I don't know.
Dead.
I don't know what I'll do. I won't. Come in, radio tower. This is Crosslight. Come in, Dockmaster. This is Crosslight transmitting. Coast Guard? Marina Station? Merriweather General Store? Come in, anybody. Bloody towers. Bubbles again. My.
Sorry.
I didn't know you were awake yet.
I only just,
Oh.
yeah. Look, I want to apologize for everything I said last night. I've been half drowned the whole day. Well, Ellis. I don't remember much, but I know I was out of line and horrible, and thank you for your generosity. I hope you can forgive me.
Look, you don't need to apologize. I understand what you were thinking last night. No one could have expected you to be all together.
Well, you shouldn't take anything I said to heart. You know, I didn't mean it.
The kernels of truth, of course.
No, of course not. I'm sure the error was with ship or Lighthouse. I'm sure it wasn't your fault.
Oh, anyway, I'd like to take a look at your leg. It looks like you tried to bind it yourself.
Yes. Please, I appreciate that.
Tea and oatmeal. You must be hungry.
Oh, starved.
This is the last of the cereal. We don't hold much food out here. There isn't much storage space below. We try to be a normal household, but your home was built, well, back in the 1800s then. I'm sorry. I'm babbling.
It's fine. 1800s, you said?
1817. That's us. Crosslight.
Have I read about this place recently?
I'm afraid so. We were in the papers this week.
It appeared on a treasure map, something buried around the island.
On the back part, yeah. You can't see it from here because of the underbrush, but supposedly it's just behind that patch of scrub trees.
It did say you all weren't going to sell out, though, didn't it?
Well, my parents would refuse till they're blue in the face, but
But you'd what?
I want to. I mean, I dig it up myself if I have to.
No.
What?
I mean, no. It's all rocks down there. All these rocks, all these islands are buffered by rocks. You'd never make it just digging by yourself.
Marcus could sneak a drill to the island.
Marcus?
A friend of mine. He could bring a metal detector too. That would work, right? I'd have to figure out some way for my parents to leave for the day. It would have to be a big deal. A very big deal. But if I had enough time to by myself and Marcus to help, then I could dig up those diamonds and it would be the perfect ticket out of here whenever I wanted to cash it in.
You would leave home, but home is... what?
Crosslight? Does this island look very homey to you?
All shapes and sizes, right? Those diamonds.
It isn't much of a home. Your skin's always sticky with salt, and you burn your way through summer after freezing all winter. Those stairs. I am so very tired of stairs.
But what about your parents? Shouldn't you stay with your family?
I would do anything it takes to get out of here for the first time. And make sure it's the last time.
Anything. That's it.
But that's just the plan. Execution's always another matter.
How bad do you want it?
Bad. Really bad. More than anything else, I think.
You'll end up doing it?
Maybe. There's nothing stopping me, but it's a long plan. Sorry, I don't meet new people much. I'm not terribly good at this, so. What about you?
Well, it was mostly me and my brother for most of our lives.
Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't.
No, you asked about him. He was wonderful, you know. Always funny and cheerful and selfless. gave his life for me. What am I going to tell Mother?
I'm so sorry. Please, is there anything I can do?
No, not now. Thank you for the oatmeal, but I don't think I can finish it.
Neither. The radio towers are out, but that doesn't mean that you have to be in pain until someone can get out here and take you to the hospital. Here. Take these with your mother. I'm going to find where the break is.
Thank you. Yeah, that's broken. I've heard about this kind of thing.
It's funny, it doesn't...
What?
Oh, nothing. I'm just...
I'm Simon, by the way.
Connie Cross. My parents are Ted and Orla. They'll be back soon.
How soon? I mean, as soon as somebody will get here, it's important with my leg.
Marcus Holding should be here the day after tomorrow, first thing in the morning. You can leave with him.
2 days from now?
I'm afraid so.
What's this Marcus Holding like?
He's my best friend. And he's our grocery man. He runs a ferry service half the time, and otherwise, he runs errands for all the families living in crags along the coast. He'll take good care of you.
But until then, I'm stuck here.
I'm sorry, yes. Look, I ought to do some chores. We just got in new groceries, and it's mostly only ingredients around the house. I'm going to bake bread, and you rest. And Simon, I'm so sorry. Bread, right. You sleep.
It must get pretty lonely out here.
Yeah.
Is it just you and your family?
Me, Mother, Dad, and Marcus. That's all there's ever really been.
Way too many old people.
Wouldn't say that.
Well, haven't you got any friends on the other islands? Anyone nearby?
No one much closer than the mainland, no.
It's gotta be dull.
You have no idea. I used to wish I had a sister or something, or even just, I don't know, a cat.
You used to?
Well, what if I had a sister? And what if she was just like my parents?
I don't understand.
It's this island. My whole lineage, generations of crosses have lived here. Families of 6 used to grow up here, and several brothers would stay on, and you'd have all of these people under one roof. I suppose it would have been fun then, and if you wanted to leave, there was always someone who could take your place.
What happened?
They died out. It was finally down to just one brother who stayed on and got married. It took them ages until they had my dad. Crosses just dwindled. It was never supposed to be like this, you know? Now it's just the 3 of us, and everyone else is buried in the front yard.
Seems like everything important's buried in the yard.
Bones and diamonds.
What, like Hades?
Yeah. Well, anyway, with my luck, a sister would be just as frustrating as my parents, and then they'd only have one more voice on their side.
You mean they want you here even with someone to take your place?
They'll always want me here.
I think I did now.
Look, I'm gonna make you some more water. You need all the fresh water you can get. It's funny. Thought it was just bubbles earlier. Hold on 1 minute, I'm gonna go check the pump outside.
All right.
has broken. Some debris must have smashed it in the storm.
What?
See this? It's shattered down the middle, and with that pressure release, it would have hit everything with shrapnel. Our pump is broken, and there's no one coming for nearly 2 days. We have no water.
Do you know how to fix it?
Well, I've watched my father work on mechanics, but I've never gotten to do much.
Can you fix it?
Well, it's mostly broken at the joints, so if we, yes, I'll get my father's toolkit. And if you help?
I'll do whatever you need.
Okay, hang on, you sit tight. Very slapdash. An epoxy should work on these casing pieces until we can get them permanently fixed. There's going to be a lot of detailed pins and screws inside the machinery. And with that kind of friction, it would be useless until we can get all the pump working again.
So, start with the casing parts? Is it going to rain anytime soon? Or we could set up a tarp.
It's not likely. The storm that brought you in will be the last of the rain for at least a week. In any case, any water that you brought in would be all salty, and that's useless.
Well, what about the water already in the house? Can we drink what's in the plumbing till then?
You mean what's in the toilet bowls?
What?
Oh no.
What?
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
What?
Our power generator runs off of a coolant of recycled water that comes from the drains. And if the water and if it's been running on high since the storm, then it's lost water already and I need to set it to low. It needs all the water it can get from the recycled pumps.
Can't we just drink what we have now and, send it back through after?
If we wait till our bodies have used the water, then what's in the drains will have already gone back to the generator and there won't be enough for us to flush it with. Hang on, I need to set the generator to low so it won't need as much coolant.
How do you know that'll be enough?
Meaning?
Well, how do you know the pipe water will be enough to keep the system going?
It's gonna have to be because if it gets overheated.
How bad could it be?
I'll put it this way. Would you rather be a little bit thirsty or blown up?
Okay, well, can we shut the system off altogether?
We'd freeze in the night. I'd much rather go without water than go to winter in Maine without heat.
What if we boil seawater?
That power comes from the generator.
Which only drains our resources more.
Exactly.
Gosh, this is harder than I thought. And you just flush the last one we could drink.
We'll make it. We'll have to. Hang on, I'm gonna go set the generator going.
How long will we be dry?
It's difficult to say. If I can get the casing pieces set up and the details fit together, then I should be able to assemble the pump outside tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll have water pumping that day.
That's 2 days without... It's 2 days without water? We'll die, won't we?
3 days, and be done. The repair won't last forever, but it should hold out until Marcus can get here with supplies and hire a real plumber. What?
Nothing, you're just scarily well prepared for this.
It's funny.
You know, Alice and I used to make repairs around the house like this. You take the plumbing and I take the car. I'm sorry, it's also sinking in with him. It's really strange. There are moments where I can't take it and others where I don't remember it at all.
I understand.
I'm sure it wasn't your fault, but say you did it right, then maybe it was your mechanics?
I couldn't sleep last night. The moment there was a blank space in my mind, I started thinking about the shipwreck thing.
Could have sworn like this out. We all did. If you say it wasn't, what the hell of a story. You know what, no more blank spaces. I'll wait till I'm with our family. My family, I guess. Please tell me, what's a girl like you still doing on this island?
Simon, after what I did, what I might have done to you and your crew, you really don't have to talk to me if you don't want to. You can just work on the pump if you want.
I'm sure the fault was with the light, not the keeper.
Simon.
I was angry last night, but
But it came from somewhere. You should be angry. I'm guilty. After all, I was the one who serviced the light.
in that case, you owe me the conversation. Okay?
Fine.
Okay, so how old are you?
19.
You're an adult?
Funny, right?
What are you still doing here?
I can't do much without my parents' help. 19 or not, I'm still very dependent.
Fair enough. Well, if it weren't for them, what would you want to do?
I don't think it matters.
Come on.
Simon, I really don't think it matters now after what happened.
Come on, Connie. No blank spaces. Remember, you're doing this for me.
Fine.
So, if Cornelia Cross could be doing anything, where would she be?
Venice.
Italy?
No, Germany.
Why Venice, Germany?
I fell in love with the city as a kid. After Marcus kept bringing these storybooks full of Italian folktales. I asked for more and more stories about the cities and the cultures, but I had found the city that I loved. I've actually been teaching myself Italian for 2 years now.
No. Say something.
Questo sarebbe l'unico linguaggio diamanti.
What's that mean?
Italian would be the only language I spoke if I just found those diamonds. What?
I just can't approve of that.
Do I need to tell you more about my family?
I just can't imagine breaking with roots like that. You've got family history here.
This island's just an island. There's nothing here for me on this rock. I mean, my parents never even let me go to the shore.
Well, what if you didn't go digging? What if you just left the treasure? Or imagine it wasn't even there. You just dug and it didn't exist, and you just ended up angering your parents.
All I ever do is anger my parents. They think their family history is so precious, but the old Crosses were joyful and generous. If they really appreciated that, they would carry it on.
Well, couldn't you three go on a little trip? You could talk them into that. Take them on a trip out and convince them what's out there. Then you could do whatever you wanted, dig all you like after that.
They would never agree to that. I get to go to the mainland every couple of months with Marcus, but the last time my parents went was to see War of the Worlds in the cinema last year.
War of the Worlds?
I wanted to see Roman Holiday.
That was a good one.
Mother still didn't like it.
Okay, well, not a movie day then, but they've really never wanted for any kind of vacation? Nothing farther in, nothing else to see?
That's Ted and Orla for you.
You're all by yourself then.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing. It's just funny, no one's ever asked me about myself like this, and with these circumstances,
I just wish you wouldn't alienate your family. They're so precious after all. You never know when you might lose them. And after all, isn't there that Keating fellow?
Walter Keating? What's he got to do with our treasure?
That
rat. Putting his name in the papers like he has a stake.
Well, doesn't he? I mean, he's protected the seas all along. He only digs up treasures to enrich the community.
Huh. He joined the Coast Guard to avoid the big draft, and these things, the only thing he enriches is his own reputation.
But he's a good man, isn't he?
How would you know?
I don't. It's just stuff I've heard from local sailors.
Cheating. Makes me want to dig up the treasure even more. I just want to show all of them that I could do it. That I could teach myself things, that I could make something of myself and take all of it somewhere. And I can't do that without those diamonds. Everything I want in life is buried just beneath the sand.
There's no change in your mind, is there?
No. I'm going to dig up the diamonds next chance I get.
You know, I think you and Ellis would have gotten along. It's too bad you were the one that...
What?
No, I suppose that came out wrong.
Simon, was the light really not on? Really not at all?
I mean, we never stood a chance. If you say you did it properly, then maybe we just couldn't see the thing?
Of course you would have been able to see it. It's a lighthouse.
What am I going to tell Mother? Here I am talking to you, and I should be...
Simon.
I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he's got to pay for it. How can I live like this? It hits me in waves where I think I can breathe, and then I remember it's all my fault.
Simon, please don't talk like that. It's hard enough on both of us as it is. I mean, it would never be your fault anyway. It's mine. Just take things slowly, right?
I suppose. Look, food is important along with water, and I think we've done much epoxy as we can, right?
We should wait for the glue to set up.
You should finish your breakfast.
Simon, I really thought I did everything right.
I'm the one who ought to struggle with this. I was really on the middle of all that. You should make a list of the parts we'll need.
Is there a plunger pin?
Sorry?
It's got a ring on the end.
Like this?
That's half of
Oh, we're missing the metal disc toppers.
it. Washers, right. Is there a piston arm? Should be about 6 inches long.
Nothing here's big enough.
Broken then.
Shouldn't there be a cap for the...
Look, sleep's important too. I mean, we're both hydrated for now, and we've done all the epoxying we can.
Well, don't you need me to...
I can catalog it better myself. You can't have slept much last night. Here, elevate that leg, in case you toss in your sleep. And, take another pill. You'll need it.
Thanks, Doc.
All right. You sleep.
If you say so.
Yeah.
Alice?
Good Lord.
Alice? Move back.
Simon?
Alice? Mother? Light?
Simon!
Light? Captain! I can't stand it, God. Can't stand it. How could I have been so
talk about this? How could I? How could we have been so calm about it?
We?
I wanted to die. I was drowning in the ocean. I wanted to die. How could I live like this? I watched it all over again when I slept. It was the crunch of the crane. It dragged him under his face when he saw it coming. God. Connie, if you just gave me that gun, it'd make it so much easier.
Do you think what's easy is the same as what's right?
I don't care anymore. I can't live like this. I can't keep seeing it when I close my eyes and trying to be hopeful when I'm awake. I'm gonna have to carry this with me the rest of my life. Everywhere I go, everywhere I travel, there's nowhere I can go to be free. His blood is always going to be in my hands.
Simon, please don't talk like that.
Why? I screwed up. You screwed up. We're all screwed. We're just pathetic. We're just trying to distract ourselves. You got any strong rope around here?
Stop it.
Are there any sharp rocks up the side of this island?
Stop it.
What kind of cleaning chemicals you got?
Stop that. Can't do that. What would Mother and Dad say? Your mother and father, your parents. It doesn't matter how guilty you feel. You can't do that.
But don't be so traditional. What do I have left?
You have a purpose. They would miss you.
Oh, do I? Do I have a real purpose, or is it just survival and entertainment? Doing chores and reading books? It would be so easy. Would it be easy? Well, wouldn't it?
Of course it would. Of course it would be easy. And they don't care. They wouldn't miss me. They go through the motions of it, but they never wanted a child, something that they had to look after. And they set down so many laws and punishments so that I never do anything they would be responsible for.
Cornelia.
You think I haven't realized that? I have been nothing but a chore to them my entire life, and now the last thing they've done by keeping me risk-free is ruined. I've destroyed the record. I've killed people now, Simon. We both know that this is a horrible mistake. And it's all because of me. It's all my fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Should do it.
You mean?
It'll have to cycle through to get the pumps primed with the water coming.
How long is that going to take?
A few hours.
A few hours? I can't wait that long. I'm so thirsty.
It's been a day and a half.
You've gone without water this long before?
Just once.
How'd you do it?
Maybe I'm just tougher than you.
Nothing here. Look, about yesterday,
Sorry for crying.
I'm sorry for making you upset.
You had a point.
Well, so did you. Gotta stop any conversations like that.
Yeah, Me running out crying.
Fill our blank spaces with other stuff.
Right.
Is there really nothing left to drink around here?
Nothing I checked. But the generator should hold out long enough with the water it's got.
That's brilliant for the generator, but is that really it for us?
Don't blame me for the water situation.
I mean, we're in the middle of the ocean surrounded by water.
Not a drop to drink. Can't boil it, and we certainly can't drink it straight.
Brilliant. Thought of everything, haven't you?
Hey, I've just fixed the pump for us.
We can't just sit here, though. We gotta do something.
Blank spaces, right. Could get you to practice walking, a bit of physiotherapy.
I don't know. I'm still tired and dry. What the heck? Just anything to get my mind off it all.
These are my grandfather's. I found them in storage.
Is that what's upstairs?
My parents' bedroom, then mine. They're just loads of old bedrooms, full of people's stuff all the way to the top.
How come nobody came back for their stuff?
Either died in bed or abroad, or else they would have.
How do you figure?
It's just how it works, I suppose. Everyone leaves something behind when they expect to come back to the island. Eventually, you call it the cross curse. Are you all right?
Yeah. I think that's enough for now. You said you read your family's diaries?
I had already read everything else.
I take it you didn't go to school on the mainland.
Nope, just homeschooling for me.
No tutors even?
Nope, just self-motivation. What?
Well, no, it's just that, you speak so well and you've read so much.
You've got to hand a lot of that to Marcus. I'd read almost everything in the house. Thanks to him, almost everything in town, too.
No kidding.
Yeah, they've started to have to send out for books in other town libraries. My parents would be astounded if they knew how many titles I had on hold.
What, trying to get through all the romantic thrillers?
Sure, but mostly other things like art books and history texts.
What?
Mostly other things like
art history?
all the time.
Okay, so if I were to say something like, you're the cradle to my medal, what would you say?
I would say you're being incorrigible. And also something like, you're the tribute to my Lintel.
Well, look at you! You know medieval architecture.
I could say the same about you. How do I know that you're not just saying the first thing on your mind to be impressive?
Try me.
Try you?
Try me for anything.
Okay. What man built the Duomo?
What man?
What man?
Can't answer that.
Why?
Because?
Because why?
Because it's a trick question. The Duomo wasn't built by just one man. There were two main architects on the build. Cambio built the church, and Brunelleschi built the dome. They're equally important to the build,
Look at you. I wish you'd said something sooner. This is the easiest thing for me to talk about,
Same for me.
My parents will never listen to me go on about this.
Really?
Nope. They don't like the nude paintings.
Neither did the iconoclast for a moment there.
All right. You get all of time and space. What's your favorite period?
Easy. French Rococo.
Really?
Oh yeah, what I'd do to live the way they did. You?
Italian Renaissance, definitely. I mean, the fact that those buildings are still standing so densely and perfectly designed, that's the art and the engineering right there. Palace of Doge, San Giorgio Maggiore, and of course St. Marco's.
Oh, so beautiful. I can never find people who actually want to talk about this stuff for the love of it, not just for class.
Me neither. And I would not have picked you for a historian.
Really? I went to school for it.
What did you become a sailor for then?
Well, I only went to college for a year.
Ellis enlisted on the ship, and he didn't want to go alone. Well, I said I would go with him for one voyage. That was 3 years ago. What you'll do for the people you love, right?
Yeah.
Is there really nothing left in the pipes at all?
Nothing's here to drink. Marcus only brought us starches and eggs. There's water and eggs, but to cook them safely, you need...
Water, of course. Any milk, vegetables?
Mother's allergic to milk, and fresh veggies never make the journey well. I can give you bread, peanuts.
What, them pretzels, I suppose? Sawdust biscuits to polish it off. Is this supposed to help?
I'm trying my best here.
I know. For Pete's sake, have you no reserve water?
Would you be happier if I checked then?
Please.
Fine. If there was anything, it would be here in the first aid closet.
You have one first aid closet?
The only other closet here is Dad's, and I'm not supposed to go in there. And upstairs there's...
Whoa! What's this? What's this about your dad's secret cupboard?
Nothing. There's nothing important in there.
Connie. Connie. Connie, you're not doing this right.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, let's see. Your father has a secret cupboard. And you've never seen it open?
Well, no.
Is it locked?
It doesn't need to be.
Look, if I know anything, that sounds like a liquor cabinet. Just a little something to wet the throat till the pump is pumping.
No.
Relax, square. You can have a little drink, even if it is your first time.
No.
Besides, we need to drink something.
You don't understand. My parents don't drink.
Well, clearly they do. This one's half empty.
Give me that.
Hey, this one's got lipstick on the mouth. The mother takes it straight from the bottle. Relax, kid. Have a drink.
Simon, you really shouldn't drink. You've had painkillers.
Come on, I can handle it.
Simon, you're thirsty. It's a diuretic.
You've read too much, you know that?
No. No one's ever said anything like that to me before.
Well, no, I like it.
I am so glad it amuses you. You know, you weren't so annoying when you were talking about the Rococo.
That was before I had something to drink. Whew. Whiskey sure fixes the dry throat, eh? I mean, I've had better blends, but this will do it for you.
Simon,
Come on, they drink in the Bible.
I don't care about that. It's the lying about it that's the problem.
Relax, cheer up, kid. Everybody's parents drink. Have some.
Mine don't. Just can't believe them. All that moral piety and high ground, and they've had a liquor cabinet all along?
Liquor emporium, more like. A load of stock in there. Anyway, what are you so uptight about anyway? What, are you a Baptist or something?
No, I'm not a Baptist.
Is it, medical?
No, not medical.
What?
Personal choices.
Connie, after the amount of crime we've done in front of each other, we're gonna start holding back because things are getting personal? Fine, I don't have to know.
My great Uncle Matthew. Well, my dad's great Uncle Matthew had a bit of a time with the bottle. He's the one who really scared everyone off with stuff. Fine. Great Uncle Matthew had a twin sister named Eloise. They fought a lot. Mostly sibling stuff, of course. They were both still living at the mainland, at the Lighthouse, when Matthew came back from the tap rooms on the mainland one night. He'd been drinking too much and shouldn't have been driving the boat, but no one stopped him at the marina. And when Eloise saw him, she went down to their mooring. They had been fighting earlier that day, and she called him... It doesn't matter. Anyway, that's when Matthew decided it would be funny to hit the gas. He rammed the dock and Eloise fell in. The motor was still running.
Oh.
It was bad. She lost her leg just below the knee eventually. And by the time she was up and out again, Matthew had long since left town.
Poor Eloise.
She was all right. In her later years, she thought it was funny and used to tease people with her prosthetic. A mobile old woman, if I ever saw one.
And, Matthew?
She forgave him. They wrote to each other for the rest of their lives, actually. But he was never allowed back on the island.
How come?
His brother, John, he always blamed him for what happened to Eloise and never forgave him. He was the one who instilled in his son, who instilled in my father, Crosslight will always be a dry island.
Pretty harsh terms, you know, putting your foot down, trying to control the fate of your house forever.
It worked pretty well through Prohibition. But I guess Dad took it up again after the amendment.
Well, your grandfather really thought it would work? I mean, that his whole house would never drink again?
He was the one to pull Eloise out of the water.
How do you even know about the incident? Your parents didn't tell you?
No, they only enforced the rules. I read about it in Matthew's letters, Eloise's diaries, John's journals.
And the very deck is still there, right where it happened?
Repaired, yes. I fixed it up with my dad a couple of years ago, actually.
Yeah? How'd that go?
Horribly.
Horribly?
It's nothing. I dropped a box of screws in the water one day and Dad got mad, that's all.
Connie, your dad didn't hate you, did he?
No! I mean, he smacked me. Hard. But it was just a smack across the shoulder. It was more the affair of building the thing. Couldn't work for wiping the sea spray out of your eyes. It really doesn't matter. It was a long time ago.
Last sip.
I'm fine. Wait, what do you mean last sip? Simon, that was 2/5 full.
Relax. I can handle it.
Simon, I'm cutting you off. Give it to me.
We'll have water soon, right?
You're going to be dead soon if you don't give me that.
Just let me hold it.
Simon.
You said you'd gone without water this long before. How'd you do it?
You're not distracting me. Give me the bottle.
Just let me hold it. Tell me a story. How did you survive the first draft?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, of course it was.
Fine. There was a huge storm, about like the one that brought you in, and debris flew and smashed the pump just like it happened here. But the radio kept working that time, and me, Mother, and Dad kept calling on the distress channel for someone to help, but no one would come for fear of saving the boats.
And?
Marcus. No one had ever met him before. But he heard us calling on the distress channel and he got fed up and came out to us with all the supplies we needed. He stayed for a couple of days and helped my father with the pump, read to me, talked to me, taught me pirate songs when my mother wasn't listening.
What's a guy doing showing up out in the middle of nowhere like that anyway?
What do you mean?
I mean, what's he doing starting over at that point in his life? Doesn't he have a family?
Marcus doesn't talk about his family.
So he had one?
I mean, he had a wife and daughter, but like I said, he doesn't talk about them.
Well, he really has been everything for you, hasn't he? Since you hate your parents.
I don't hate my parents.
You resent them. You want to get away from them. You hate how they hold you back. But all that bite, you just keep it hidden. I don't know, but I think it would be interesting to see you actually put it to use.
You think I could?
I'm saying it would be interesting.
Excuse me. I think I've forgotten something from Marcus's list.
Oh, come on. You don't need to make an excuse to have me cry in front of me.
I'm sorry, I'll just be a second.
You know, my parents let me do whatever the heck I wanted, whenever the heck I wanted. Let me do whatever I wanted for college. Everyone said it was stupid, but let me do it anyway. Like they wanted to get rid of me or something.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know, my dad used to take me trapping out the spring, you know, like Catskills. Gotta love trapping. Favorite thing to do as a kid.
Was it Ellis, I suppose?
Oh, yeah, the Ellis. Yeah, my dad would do the shooting. I don't like the shooting. I just like the little foxes and things got caught in little traps I built. Gotta love trapping. Hey, you know something? You're really beautiful. You're really something else. You know, I've met a lot of girls. That's really saying something.
Simon.
I guess that makes it all really sad.
Makes what sad?
That I like you. I never liked anybody before, and out of all the anybody's I could like, I like you. I never feel bad enough though, and that's the problem. Sometimes I feel bad for not feeling bad. And I think I'm a good person. But I'm really not. I'm really, really not. Would you like me if I was a good person?
Simon.
You want to hear a joke? Okay. So Sailor walks into a bar and says to the girl behind the counter, "Hey, the drink here is good, but the bar..."
I think that's enough for you. Simon?
Why don't we dance a minute?
What?
Just a little minute.
What about your leg?
I can't feel it. I'll stand and you spin. I'm really sorry.
About what?
You know, stuff.
What stuff?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm just kind of happy right now.
Okay. I'm kind of happy too.
Tiger, I think that should be enough for you. I'll sit up and wait for the pump to start working again. I'll leave a cup by your head for when you wake up.
What?
A pitcher. I'll fill up the pitcher. I'll get another pitcher. Good night.
I left you a cup for that, you know.
Kind of thirsty.
No kidding. I don't envy the headache you got after last night.
Not minute's worth. Connie, what did I say last night?
What do you mean?
Well, anything odd?
No, just rumbling on about the mountains, I guess.
Oh, good. So you've had enough to drink?
Plenty, thanks. The pump started working pretty soon after you passed out. It cycled through and primed all the bathrooms. And I've taken a bath and everything, got to get all the salt off my skin again.
A bath?
Yep. You know, when I was a kid, I used to sink under the water and hold my breath until my eyesight started going black.
Why would you do that?
I liked it when I took my first breath again.
Listen, maybe... Wait, what's that? The Coast Guard.
What?
Oh, stay back to the window. I can almost see them individually.
How many are there?
5, 6.
6? That sounds like a very little boat for 6 people.
It's 5. It's 5. And one of them's got a marshal's uniform.
What?
Look, stay back from the window.
Why?
They might see you.
So?
Well, Connie, think about who wrecked my boat. Whose fault was the light?
I don't think.
Oh, one of them's got handcuffs. Listen, I'm not to blame you now, but the light was out.
Simon,
Think your parents would have write you out?
What do I do?
Hi, hurry, up the stairs, way out of earshot.
What will you do?
I'll tell them that you, tried to swim for it a few hours ago when you thought I was asleep, that, out in the Breaker Islands, they'll think you ran away and tried to catch up, but you tried to, I don't know, kill yourself out of guilt or something.
And Simon?
Hurry! All the way up and stay away from the windows.
Wait, Simon!
Hurry!
Right. But I just forgot with all the excitement. Oh, my word. Connie, can you hear me? It's important. Yes?
And just who the hell are you?
You must be Marcus.
I am. Answer my question.
Well, I'm Simon, Simon Finch. I'm part of the crew from the main wreck.
That's rubbish. Everyone's accounted for. The programmer said so on the radio. There was damage to the ship and cargo, but the crew turned up just fine.
Well, they'll have to check those records. I was part of that crew.
Where's Connie?
I think she's cleaning the light room. I made it, mister. Hold on. We got a grocery list for you, see? That's your handwriting, right? For Marcus.
Connie, it's me. Are you all right?
Listen, sir.
Connie!
Take your grocery list and just let us manage it in the morning.
Connie! What are you doing here?
I already told you. I washed up a few days ago. Connie's been taking care of me. She speaks very well of you.
What's wrong with you?
Well, I broke my leg.
You've been hurt?
Uh-huh. Yes, sir.
Well, then today's your lucky day. Go get in my boat and I'll take you inland for medical treatment. Right after I speak to Connie. Connie! Connie, it's me. Are you
Whoa,
okay?
sir, I don't like the look of that thing.
Excuse me?
Well, no, I'm sure it's a sound speedster, but, Connie, I'm stability to keep from jostling the split. That's what Connie said, at least.
That does sound like her.
Yeah, she said I ought to wait for when bigger boats come in. Yeah, you might not know it yet, but the radio's been down.
I know about the radio.
Listen, sir, the storm came through, it broke the pump, and, well, I fixed it up the best I could, but there's still some parts
Listen, son. You are not getting rid of me. I am going to speak to Connie.
Please, take your grocery list. Look, I'm a cripple.
Why is it in an envelope?
How should I know? Anyway, the waves have been choppy all day, and they'll probably get higher. I mean...
Look here, this isn't even a grocery list. It starts out, Dear Marcus, you mustn't...
What?
What?
What's on that list?
Just that I mustn't tell her parents about the pump. Just get in some parts so you can fix it without them ever knowing that there was a problem. Scary to think what would have happened if you hadn't been here. Good man. Well done.
Of course, it was the least I could do.
Great.
So I guess that's everything. All good, Marcus?
I'm all right. Connie's okay, I suppose.
Why wouldn't you be? Yeah, and by me here, you must mean a poor shipwrecked cripple.
It's silly when you put it that way.
You're just looking out for her.
That's my job. Do you mind if I use the washroom before I leave?
Sure, go ahead. She's upstairs anyway. And that's it, Marcus? You good? You need a drink of water?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. I guess it doesn't matter whether the big boats get here sooner or later. Later, I suppose, since I should give my leg time to set up. But I'll tell Connie you were here and everything's just fine. All right, Marcus?
Just hope she knows what she's doing.
Huh?
Nothing. You tell Connie I'll see her later.
Of course. Yeah. Have a nice day, all right?
Simon, are they gone?
Well, if they weren't, you'd be giving yourself away now, wouldn't you?
I'm sorry, I just couldn't stand it. I couldn't hear anything and I didn't know what was going on. I just heard the door slam. What was it? What did they have to say?
It's bad, Connie.
Why? What happened?
Well, they have a warrant for your arrest.
What?
The light was out, Connie. They know it. The marshal told me everything. I mean, they've got your parents, the judges are waiting for you, attorneys are putting casework together.
Oh, God.
I suppose it could have been done by anyone.
Oh, but I got people killed, Simon. I mean, your own brother. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That night, I really thought I did everything right.
Listen, the families have been coming into town, and Martin said he'd been ferrying them in.
Marcus?
No, I shouldn't have.
Marcus was here?
He was just one of the people.
And what must Marcus think of me? Well?
It's nothing. I really shouldn't mention it.
No, tell me.
I shouldn't have.
What?
He had a few things to say about you.
What did Marcus have to say?
Well, he called you things, Cornelia. He called you awful things. He said he'd seen this coming for years.
I can't believe it.
He always figured you'd do something like this sooner or later.
No.
I mean, he only brought you books to keep you quiet. I mean, the people on the mainland thought you'd be ill-suited to life in town. They wanted to keep your type out. He'd only been humoring you to keep you from acting up.
He wouldn't.
You mean you never had a clue? It was a charity, a community protection plan. I mean, if he really was an upstanding fellow, why else would an old man seek the company of a child? Not for camaraderie. I mean, really, Connie, think about it.
I'm going to be sick.
Would you like some water?
Who are we kidding, Simon?
Sorry?
I mean, why did we even bother with the pump? On the first day, on the very first day, you wanted to kill yourself, and if I thought about it, I couldn't take it, but why bother prolonging it any longer?
Cornelia.
I mean, I could have died from thirst right now like a decent human being.
You shouldn't talk like that.
Five people came to arrest me. Do they really think I'm that dangerous?
Well, I mean, it is manslaughter on 14 accounts.
What?
Nothing.
14?
Well, I suppose there's 13 without me, actually. They'll have to revise it now, push the number back. 13 lucky boys going to press on without each other.
I'm going to be sick.
The marshal said, I heard prison conditions are improving. It's not like it is in Dickens.
Prison would be like being on the island for the rest of my life. Even if I could reconcile myself with what I've done, I would never ever leave. No matter what way you look at it, I'm going to be trapped, so what's the point?
Sure, you may be in prison the rest of your life, but you'll be alive, and that's always something.
No. No, that is so much worse. It's all real now, isn't it? A warrant makes it real. You know, you didn't seem real the entire time. The radio didn't seem real. But Marcus lying to me? Pretending to me this whole time? Do you think he was ever really my friend?
Maybe once.
I thought he was my best friend. Simon, I don't think I can do this.
If you really feel that way.
I do. When will they be back?
Sorry?
When will they be back? I've got to do it before then.
Well, the marshal said they'd be here within the hour, that they'd probably patrol the waters and probably search the building, too.
And there's no better time to do it. Now. While I have the clarity. While I have the decency. I'll do it in the light room. They'd never point fingers at you with your broken leg. I mean, you could barely make it up one set of stairs. Don't try, okay? Don't come upstairs. I don't want you to see this.
Connie. The light was out.
I know. I believe you. Goodbye.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Brilliant, Holmes, you're amazing! Darling, we're gonna be so rich! 8 million. I just made $8 million in diamonds. I can't believe it. It was too easy. And they said I shouldn't go to school for acting. $4 million. Keating gets his cut. He's gonna be so proud of me. Not to mention Dad. It's like they said. Play the victim and the audience will buy anything you sell them. Talk about your suspension of belief. I don't believe it. We've got them. We've got those little sparklers. I can do whatever I want now for the rest of my life. Sorry. Sorry, Con. I'm not a good person. Italian for this one. I just gotta do the big digging now. Leave the soft stuff for the excavation later tomorrow night. At least I'll have Keating for that. I really have to break my leg though. Damn. 4 million. 4 million, Horace. You've earned this. It's not like you won't make more sacrifices yourself. 4 million. We're gonna be so rich! To Venice. Okay. This is the final act, Horace. This is the final act of your magnificent drama. Hello? Sorry, ma'am. Hello?
Horace,
Captain Keating.
I thought you were dead, boy.
Just who are you?
You must be Mrs. Cross. And I am her husband.
Mr. Cross. Parents.
What are you doing on our island?
In our living room?
I'm Horace. Horace Valentine. I'm Captain Keating's apprentice.
Yes, that's right. I was late to investigate the shipwreck that first day because I was dropping him off.
Drop. He dropped me in the water. It was an accident the morning after the storm.
Looked for you most of the day, boy. Couldn't find you anywhere, and then I had to report to the wreck.
So you've been on our island since then, have you?
Well, mostly, sir. I washed up a few days ago.
Thank heavens you're all right.
I'm fine.
Well, I hope you had a nice little holiday using our home.
Well, I'm afraid I've been mostly unconscious, sir. Well, when I woke here, I was lying here, and well, you see, I broke my leg at some point in the water, and Connie, I believe, helped me fix it up. We never did get to speak much.
Yeah. Thinking she's a doctor again. Where is she? Where is Connie?
I'm so sorry.
What do you mean by that?
Well, with the shipwreck and... But she was just crazy the last I saw her.
What are you saying? What's that supposed to mean?
Well, when I washed up, she found me and she helped me in. Well, I was barely awake, so I don't remember much, but I could tell she was crying. She was sobbing the whole time she wrapped my leg.
Why?
Well, she was just incomprehensible. I kept hearing the word guilt over and over again, something about a shipwreck. Anyway, when I woke, I could tell she was still very upset. I asked her what was wrong, and that seemed to be too much. She was totally unhinged. She blamed herself for the wreckage. I take it that's what you're investigating.
Well, yes, that's right. It's been my duty to look after that these past 3 days. But I've been out of my mind and able to look for you like I should.
I understand. All hands on deck.
But our daughter, where is Connie?
Well, I'm so sorry. I've hardly been aware of myself. I couldn't have stopped her. I'm afraid she killed herself yesterday morning.
What?
For the past day and a half, I've been trying to piece it all together. I've been much more conscious today. Yeah, she said she couldn't imagine living life with all the deaths from the shipwreck to her name.
But no one died. And how would that have been her fault?
No. How tragic.
But how? How?
Well, I guess I remember saying something. She went up to the light room to do it at the top of the tower. No, sir, you really shouldn't.
Mr. Cross, I don't think...
My child.
We have to see it for ourselves.
The Lighthouse. How will we carry on now?
What do you mean she...
All right.
It was not part of the plan for the girl to kill herself. What the heck did you do? Horace, did you murder Cornelia Cross?
What? No, not really. Wait, listen.
No, you listen. When the storm wrecked the ship, I trusted your plan. It called for a lot of improvisation, and we made it up too fast, but I trusted it. When I left you here that morning, you were supposed to swoop in while her parents were gone and convince her to let me dig up the treasure, not to have her kill herself. Horace, what were you thinking? What have you done?
Yeah, that was the plan, but then I found out she wanted to take the treasure for herself. Rob her parents and sail off to Venice. What if she got there first? I mean, when was the next chance we were going to get with Mr. and Mrs. Square off Island? None. Absolutely none. The last time they left was a year ago to see a movie. I'm just surprised I got her rocked around so fast.
What did you do to her?
I never had to touch her. I never even left this room. There's no evidence, no fingerprints, no nothing against me. I did have to break my leg, though, to match this story, or else I really could be implicated for the murder. We're going to have to get this checked out, by the way. I can't tell you how badly it hurts.
Good God, boy. There's method acting in
I
there.
know. I'm amazing at it.
Horace, this is wrong. I can't let you get away with this.
What?
This is wrong. Murder, Horace.
How dare you, Captain? Are you kidding me? After all it's done for us.
For us? Murder, Horace?
She killed herself. I never touched her.
Her body, maybe not. But you had your fingers in her brain from the moment I left you here.
Look, Captain. You bought the drills from the general store in town. You helped me bury them 2 weeks ago. Your fingerprints are all over them. And the amount of time here, you've touched enough surfaces. Who's to say how old those prints are?
Are you blackmailing me, boy?
You bet I am. You push me out, I'm pulling you down with me. I'll say it was your idea, that I was working for you. You facilitated my equipment and my plan. You'll be an accomplice to everything you turn me in for.
Why you?
Listen, on one hand you'll go to prison, and on the other you'll be rich and famous. Now you tell me.
Rich and famous? Do you mean you found it?
Found it? Oh, I found it all right, buddy. Did the big digging all by myself. Which it's a matter of doing the easy excavation through the soft stuff now. I just had to use the drills without anyone around to hear it.
You're really there? Like my mouth said? Really there?
Really there. Really beautiful. See, The trunk is full of old papers and instruments, which are not worth nothing, by the way. But at the bottom, is a pretty little sack of sparklers. They're so heavy, Keating, shining without any light on them. I covered the chest back up with sand, and I kicked the broken rocks into the sea. They won't expect a thing till long after we dug it up in the night.
You mean it? They're really shining with no light?
Most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Just think how long people have been searching. And we be the ones.
Well, the only hiccup in the plan is that fellow Marcus. He stopped by the other day, and there's no way of getting rid of him without telling a different story.
What?
Well, he obviously cared about Connie. If I said she died or drowned or was missing, he'd have searched all over for her. And she wasn't dead yet.
Anyway, I had to get rid of him on the spot, but that means he'll be saying something different, and we can't have anything going against us.
Well, then what do you suggest then?
Well, he's out at sea a lot. You know his old boat. What if it just malfunctioned while he was out one day? Who's to know?
Horace,
One more, and that's it. We're rich. We're free. There's no way not to do it now.
treasure hunt is an art. You perverted the whole thing, boy. You've ruined it.
Isn't this what you've always wanted? The big one. You've always said you wanted the big one. Well, here it is, Captain. I'm giving it to you.
Not like this.
4 million, Captain. Think on that.
Horace, I can't. Mr. Cross, I'm so sorry.
She isn't there.
Sorry?
She isn't there. She isn't in the light room or anywhere else in the house.
What?
She's not there. She's gone.
But that's impossible. She went to...
Come in, Meriwether Coast. 380 tower has been repaired. Coast communications live again. All channels open. Over and out.
Hello, Crosslight? Is this channel operating? I take it you're all back at the lighthouse by now. I've been watching the boats.
Connie, yes, it's us. We're all here. Are you all right? Just where do you think you are?
Me, oh, I'm with Marcus.
Honey, what are you doing? Your mother and I think you died of fright. We thought you were dead. There's a boy here under the impression that...
I'm so sorry about that, Dad. Truly, I am. I hope it didn't last too long, but it was the only way for the plan to work. I saw your boat come in, and I called you as soon as the radio tower started working again.
But what plan? What are you talking about? This isn't funny, Cornelia.
No one's trying to be funny, Mother. I'm just taking a friend's advice. I'm not going to keep all that bite hidden anymore. I'm going to put it to use. Is there a Simon there? The boy who was under the impression?
There's a Horace here.
Huh. I wondered if that was his real name. Well, Horace? No, I can't do that. Well, Simon, I'm sure you're confused right now. I think I'll explain my side of the story. I had you figured out pretty soon, you know. It started when you let me take a look at your leg, and it was clearly fine. You were operating under the impression that I have no idea what a broken leg feels like, but I am prepared for if something goes wrong on the island, and I knew you were faking it.
Hold on a minute.
You told me that you were enlisted on a shipping trip, even though it had already been reported that it was a fishing trip that wrecked.
Hold on just a minute.
In any case, your hands are nothing like a sailor's, and your body should have been drastically different if you had really been floating in the sea for a whole day, bloated from the seawater or just dead from the cold.
Just hold on.
You never got your limp right. You never got your motive straight. You never asked about the radio tower. You got your body count wrong. You defended Keating belligerently, though you supposedly had never met him. You pretended to have read about the treasure when you should have been at sea the whole time. And there is no sailor alive who has ever gone to school for art history.
No, wait just a minute!
Oh, yes?
There is no way to do that. No possible way.
Oh, because you're so good?
Yes, because I'm so good.
Simon, Horace, darling, you called me Cornelia. I never told you my whole name.
I could have guessed.
You tried to turn Marcus against me, you idiot. There is no way in heaven or hell that our relationship is some community protection game. Did you really think that sounded plausible, to ruin my last healthy relationship and throw me over entirely?
How?
Simon, I didn't just figure out who you aren't. I figured out who you are, or at least what you were up to. You asked way too many questions about the treasure, and I knew Keating had taken on an apprentice. Once your story didn't add up, it didn't take me long to figure out why you would want to lie to stay on the island. And then you started to try to convince me to kill myself.
What?
Was that Mother? Yes, he'll explain that to you in a moment. You couldn't get rid of me fast enough so you could get your hands on $8 million worth of diamonds. But I figured you'd had a plan longer than I had, so I decided to play along and watch everything. I stayed up in the light room while you did all the drilling outside yesterday. And while you broke your leg in the doorway, I was sneaking outside and doing all the easy digging with Marcus, with the shovels he brought. And that day that you tried to convince me the Coast Guard was there to arrest me, I know what Loretta's engine sounds like, so of course I knew it was Marcus. And when you thought I was writing down a grocery list for him, I was really writing out a whole plan with everything he should bring to the island. And when you thought he was going to the washroom, well, he was meeting me at the foot of the stairs, and I was convincing him that I could handle myself for a day.
Marcus! How?
Even that morning, I was stocking the light room with snacks and books. Did you never question once that the gun was magically gone just when I needed it for sound effects?
You... the whole time.
The whole time?
I can't believe it.
Better believe it. Thank you very much for doing all of the hard digging, by the way. The rest of the job was easy. Marcus and I are sailing away with the diamonds as we speak. D-color, internally flawless, 10 carats each. Such pretty diamonds. I plan to have a very nice life in Venice. Probably go to school there. And Marcus was just telling me about how he's going to buy a new boat to keep the Loretta company. And let her rest up on the weekdays. We're splitting even after all. But I guess you don't want to hear about that. Sorry. Marcus, is there anything you'd like to say?
If I might. Mr. Horace, this is Marcus now. Connie here made it out as if to seem that you could turn yourself in at your own whim. But what she meant to say was that that would be the decent thing for you to do. But of course, we have every opinion that you are not a decent person, and we have every intention of telling our story to the authorities on our way out of town and keeping in close contact with them throughout the whole affair for you. And as for enforcement, Captain Keating? Yes? Walter? I believe you've done a swell job taking care of the community for the past 38 years. I thank you, Marcus. You're a good man, and you know the difference between right and wrong. And I think it would be a shame if you let your record fall apart over one manipulative, upstart sociopath apprentice.
No! Where does he go?
Stop it! Shut up!
She's gone, Marcus.
Thank you, Ted. And thank you, Walter. No problem, I enjoyed that.
Just one last thing. Simon?
Don't do it.
Just... thank you for dancing with me. Goodbye.
So that's it, Cornelia? You're going to be the one that lets this lighthouse fall into ruin? With your mother and me dead, who's going to take care of this place? What kind of a cross are you?
Dad, I'm sorry, but I've never been a cross. I may come back to lighthouse keeping eventually in old age. After all, there is the cross curse. And if that's true, and I am one of you, then I'll come back. But if not, then there will be someone just as good as you to take your place. But you got me for the first 19 years of my life. I'm going to do something on my own for a change. I'm sorry. I'll see you. Goodbye.
Hills 100 fathom deep, where the dead men lie. Dogfish eyes and mackerel's eyes, and they hunger after peace. Dead or where, I don't care, catch me if you can.
You'll have to write to me all the time from Venice.
You'll visit me, won't you?
Of course I will. But you need to get started on your own feet, not mine.
Marcus, I don't know if I can do this.
Of course you can. You go to the collectors and demand the same price they offered Keating. I'll be right there to back you up.
Oh, I know how to do that part, but afterwards, I mean, going and taking a boat over and starting up in a new country, and my Italian isn't that good.
You'll learn quickly.
What if I get sick or hurt?
You'll have friends who will take care of you.
What if I'm no good at making friends? I've never had much opportunity for that.
Then I'll hop on a plane and be there for you in a day.
Don't be ridiculous. Those things crash every month.
Connie, I want nothing more than for you to succeed. And I will miss you painfully. But you need to start this on your own.
Think I can?
When you're standing in front of St. Marco's, you tell me.
Marco's and her pigeons. I'll be back eventually.
Back for the lighthouse?
No. Well, maybe. But definitely back for you.
I'm so proud of you, sweetheart. Ah, Lady Cornelia, it seems to be the last of your baggage train.
Quoth Sir Marcus.
We can leave this on the dock and go talk to the boys in the shop. They should lend us a cart.
All right.
Are you coming?
Could you just give me a moment?
Of course.
cozy night. It makes this the last show of the last night of the last show of the last year. So, for here, senior step forwards. Just take one forward. So some of these people, it's their first show, looking at Evelyn, and for some of us, this is the last of a very, very long journey, and one of the last times in a very dear and well-lived-in place. I think we've spent more nights in the pack than at our own homes for plenty of nights. So I want to thank Evelyn and Morgan and Will and Allie and Walker and Emily and everybody else who's been in the show, and thank all of you for coming out tonight, because that's what makes this so special and such a good story and such a good time. So thank you all so much.